Alright, you lot, you've stumbled across best damn corner of internet where common sense, sarcasm and a bit of Yorkshire charm collide. Welcome to Hey Scotty, where I take your questions and, unlike a lot of folks, actually give you a straight answer. No fluff, no corporation nonsense, just pure unfiltered truth. And yeah, I'm probably gonna make fun of you along the way, cause why not? But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and frankly, you're doing me a favour. You know what drill? It's like a digital handshake or something. Now let's dive into the first question. Hold on to your knickers. Right, first up, we got a question from DroneNet over on Twitter. He says, I must be best XD player ever. I've leveled up all guns, skins, and fact, all game in under 24 hours. Well, look at you, mate. Self-proclaimed prodigy or XDefiant. You've absolutely smashed it, haven't you? All those hours of mindless grinding, collecting digital loot and maxing out every little thing. A true gaming legend. Or not. Let me guess, you didn't even really work for it, did you? I mean, come on, let's be real here. We all saw that announcement, XDefiant being shut down, right? And in most generous move ever, devs decided to hand out everything for free. Guns, skins, everything. I reckon the only thing they didn't get away with sense of pride you get from actually earning all that stuff hardware. Talk about having everything handed to you on a silver platter, mate. Now, I'm not knocking you for enjoying spoils. Good for you, mate. Enjoy freebies. But real kick in nuts here is for poor sods who spent hours grinding, sweating it out to earn skins and guns, only for you to just waltz in and get everything in one day. That don't feel like a slap in the face, I don't know what does. But hey, enjoy it while it lasts. We've got all 6 months left before the game shuts down for good, so might as well have fun, right? I mean, I'm not going to stop playing, that's for sure. It's free content after all. Why not? Cheers for question, DroneNet. You're definitely a hero no one asked for. Right then, next question from Tonyist on YouTube. This one's a bit of a thinker. It's hold tight. He asks, you can go back in time, bring anyone you choose. Their willing consent is assumed. Who do you bring to modern day, and what's first thing you show them? Well, let me tell you, this is one hell of a question. I mean, there's so many legends out there, so many icons from history that'd be mind-blowing to bring back. But for me, there's only one answer, and it's obvious. Freddie Mercury. That's right, man who gave us some of the greatest music ever written. Person who redefined rock, who changed game with his voice, his showmanship and his undeniable charisma. If I could bring anyone back, it'd be him. And here's what I'd do. I'd show him exactly what his influence did to the music industry. First thing, I'd get him on stage at one of these huge modern festivals. Glastonbury, Reading, Download, I don't care. Just imagine Freddie on stage now, in front of tens of thousands of screaming fans. Hearing crowd belt out Bohemian Rhapsody in unison, watching it all come full circle. But it wouldn't just be about music though, would it? Freddie were a pioneer, trailblazer, legend in every sense of the word. It were about freedom, expression and challenging norms long before it were fashionable. I'd show him how much of a legacy he'd left behind, how his fight for individuality, his defiance of labels, and his unique persona have inspired generations. That's stuff that transcends time. And I reckon if he saw what his music and legacy mean to us now, he'd be grinning from ear to ear. Hell, he'd probably give us one of those classic Mercury winks and a thumbs up. What about you, mate? Who would you bring back? Who would you want to see modern day? And what would you show him? Drop me a comment, let's have a chat. But personally, if I had chance, I'd be dragging Freddie out at pass quicker than you can say we are champions. Cheers for that one, Tonyist. Next up, we got a political one from Tommy R on YouTube. Tommy asks, if you were Biden, would you pardon your son? Well, Tommy, first off, nice try throwing a bit of politics my way. But don't worry, I'm not going to dance around the issue. Let's get straight to it, shall we? As a right-wing bloke, answer to this one's pretty damn simple. No, I wouldn't pardon him, not in a million years. And let's not get caught up in is my son emotional mumbo-jumbo either. If I were president, hell, if I were any leader with any shredder integrity, no one's above law, not even president's kid. See, that's where I've got a problem. Idea that you can let someone off hook just cause of who they are, who the family is, or what political power they hold. Nah, that's not how it works. That's how you get into murky waters of corruption and stench of privilege wafting around every decision. Joe Biden's son did something wrong, and by looks of it, lad's been in a fair bit of trouble, he should face music like anyone else. No exceptions, no favours. You can't just wave a magic pound wand and pretend it didn't happen. That's not how justice works, mate. And if you start doing that, you open the door for every other powerful politician to just sweep the dirty laundry under the rug, and we can kiss any form of accountability goodbye. So would I pardon him? Absolutely not. No chance. Law's law, and it should apply to everyone, no matter who your dad is. Now, I know this is a hot topic and everyone's got their opinion on it, but what about you, Tommy? Would you pardon him? Drop your thoughts below. I'm all ears, mate. Alright, moving on. This one's a bit of change of pace, and I'm actually quite keen to see how you lot think. Johan Ameland 1217 on YouTube asks, if you could be any animal in the world, but only for one day, which would you choose and why? Now, I've got to admit, this one threw me for a loop. I mean, there's so many animals I could choose from. Possibilities are endless. But after a bit of thought, I've got my answer. Gotta be eagle. Why? Because if I'm only going to be an animal for a day, I want absolute freedom to soar through skies without a care in the world. Imagine it. Cruising up there, high above Earth, wind in your wings, just gliding through air, seeing everything from above. No traffic, no queues, no just 5 more minutes of work, mate. Just pure freedom. Eagles are strong, majestic, and have most incredible vision. You know, 1 second you're perched on a mountain, taking in view, and next you're diving at 100 miles an hour to snatch your lunch. Sounds like a proper thrill, doesn't it? Being an eagle for a day would be perfect escape from mundane. What about you, Johan? What's your spirit animal and why? I'm curious to see how other people would spend their one-day animal life. Drop your answers in comments. Let's see if anyone else shares my love of soaring above it all. Thanks for that, mate. Great question. Alright, now we got a couple of questions from Firkinell on YouTube. First up, they ask, what 80s car would you have purchased if you had money at time? Nah, you've really thrown me back with this one. 80s were a golden age for cars. I mean, if you didn't have a cool ride in 80s, you might as well have been walking. But if I'm honest, I'd have to go with something that's a bit quirky. It's got to be Mrs. Mangle. Yeah, I know that probably sounds like naming a dodgy pub or a failed wrestling persona, but let me explain. Mrs. Mangle was this 2-ton Ford Fiesta that belonged to my uncle. Now, don't go thinking this was some kind of flashy top-range motor. Nah, mate. This thing was absolute definition of a beater. It were a bit like Marmite at cars. You either loved it or you hated it. But to me, it had character. Unfortunately, poor thing didn't last long. Some little tow rag decided it was perfect time to set it on fire. But, no well, that were a fun night. One of those stories you never forget, even if it was tragic for the car. Apart from that, I always had a soft spot for Vauxhall Astra GTE. No idea why, really. Something about that chunky no-nonsense look that said, I'm here to get job done. If I had money back then, I'd probably have gone for either of those. No doubt about it. But anyway, what about you, Firkinell? What car would you have snapped up in 80s? Curious to see who else has got a soft spot for retro wheels. Drop your answers in comments. Right, here we are with final question for today. This one's from Firkinell again. I missed this one a few weeks ago. This time he asks, you mentioned whiskey. What's your preferred tipple of choice? Now, I could go on about Glenmorangie for hours, but let's be real. It's not just about whiskey, is it? We all know that's drink at King's, or at least that's what I tell myself after a couple of shots. But I've got a bit of personal story behind this one. It all started with Highlander, one of my favourite films of all time. I remember watching that scene where Conor McLeod walked into the bar, orders some Glenmorangie, and I thought to myself, that drink a true immortal. If it's good enough for him, good enough for me. So naturally, I set off on a mission to track down some to try. Now, you'd think it wouldn't be too hard, right? Just pop into a few pubs and boom, you got a drink. But nah. Every time I asked for a Glenmorangie, I would greet her with blank stares and then some famous grouse or Jack Daniels pushed me away. It was as though I were asking for something from another bloody dimension. I nearly gave up. But then one Christmas, my best mate handed me a bottle of stuff. I was like a kid on Christmas morning. Finally. And that night, let me tell you, that bottle didn't last long. We had a grand old time. And ever since then, it's been my go-to. You can't beat smoothness and warmth of Glenmorangie, and it's a bloody brilliant way to unwind after a long day. But let's not ignore other side of the coin, eh? What about you, Firkinell? Got any top-tier drinks that you swear by? Or are you just casual pint and whiskey sort of bloke? Let me know your go-to, Tipple. Alright, that's a wrap for this week's episode of Hey Scotty. If you enjoyed it, don't just sit there twiddling your thumbs. smash that like button, hit subscribe, and leave your comments and questions below. You might just see your question pop up in next episode. And trust me, I'm always looking for more of your thoughts to stir pot, so don't be shy. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time, you magnificent